Welcome to Therapeutic Intentions Podcast. My name is Stephanie Dingbaum. I am a mental health therapist, and I am so passionate about all things health and wellness, personal development, and empowering others to be their most authentic and best versions of themselves. Here at Therapeutic Intentions, we are all about having intentional and authentic conversations on whole body health, healing practices, mindset, and ways to uplevel your life so you can truly be the best version of you. If you are a woman, a mom, hope to someday be a mom, a healer, or just in a place where you want to start prioritizing yourself and your health, then this podcast is for you. I am so glad you're here. If you're ready, let's get to it. Oh my goodness, welcome back to Therapeutic Intentions Podcast. Wow. It feels like forever since I've been on here doing a solo episode, and it's been a month. I had the mini series with Hillary Knob for the month of September, and then I had Ashley last week. So it's literally been over a month since I've recorded one of these, and it feels like, okay, it's about time. I'm so glad to be back doing a solo episode. While I thoroughly enjoyed my mini series with Hillary, I've just found over the last month that there's so much that I want to talk to you guys about, and there's so many solo episodes that I want to record. So I'm debating for the month of October, maybe into November, maybe doing a couple weeks where I'm sending out 2 episodes in that week. I haven't really decided yet, but stay tuned. I'll definitely be advertising on social media if that is the case. But yeah, I just feel like there's been so much going on for me in the last month, and I haven't been able to really update you guys. So yeah, there may be a few surprise episodes popping up this month. Stay tuned for that. The goal in today's episode, what I really want to talk to you guys about, is the importance of investing in yourself. And this has been an ongoing lesson for me this year. So in December of last year, when I decided on my word of the year for 2024, my gut was telling me my word of the year needed to be creation. And holy cow, when I look back over the past 9 months, there has just been so much that I've created with the business and personally in my life. And a lot of that is truly because I chose to invest in myself. And I just think this is a lesson that everybody needs to hear about. So before I really dive into this, I just want to give you guys a recent update in my life. In September, I got this offer from a gal. She's actually an expander in my life. She's a manifestation and business coach. I've been following her since 2020. I've been listening to her podcast since, I think, 2019, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, she reached out to me. She was going to be starting up in October, launching her next Dream Your Biz coaching program. And she reached out to me and was like, Stephanie, I really think you would be a good fit in this group this time. I really want you to consider joining. And I'm not going to lie, I was really hesitant at first. It just, August, I went to Scottsdale for the Powerhouse Women Conference, and I just felt like, I don't know, I might be, putting too much on my plate at once right now. And so I was really hesitant at first, but I sat on it for a few weeks. I told her that there was just a lot of things that I was considering investing in at the end of the year. I've been toying with the idea of wanting to get certified in clinical hypnotherapy, and that's been a goal of mine since going out on my own. I eventually would like to be a hypnotherapist. Also, I was toying with the idea of getting certified in sound healing, and so I just didn't know if this was the time. I thoroughly enjoyed working with a business coach at the beginning of 2024. It was one of the best things I did for myself, but I don't know, I was hesitant. But at the same time, I was also really freaking excited for this opportunity because when I made my 2024 vision board, I actually put this business coach, her name's Julia Martin, I actually put her on my vision board for 2024. So even though I was hesitant, another part of me was very much like, well, you have to work with her. She's on your vision board for the year and you haven't manifested that yet. So it seemed like I was truly torn. And like I said, I just sat on it for a couple of weeks. She then reached out to me again and was like, what do I have to do to get you to agree to this? And I felt like I really needed to sit with this and really like go within and truly see if this felt aligned or not. And truth be told, when I did that, the answer was crystal clear. I needed to join this program. And while I know that meant that I would be investing a decent amount of money in it, I thought back to when I worked with the business coach that I worked with back in January, and that was one of the best things I did for my business. So I just knew I wouldn't regret this decision, even though it was a decent investment financially. That's one of my updates is I officially decided I joined her program. So we started 2 weeks ago. It's called the Dream Your Biz Coaching Program. And just to give you an idea of what I'm all going to be getting out of this program. So it's a 12-week program. So I'll be working with her and 12 other business owners for the next 10 weeks. And in that 12 weeks, we are going to be starting our own coaching business. This coaching business is going to be completely soul aligned. She'll be helping us build and offer an online course, which has been a goal of mine for the last year. I eventually wanted to get into offering courses online. She's going to help us overcome imposter syndrome and work with us on improving our branding, helping us to attract more followers on social media, helping us to improve our content online. She's going to work with us on creating workshops and digital products to sell. And then another thing that I'm going to be getting out of this, which I'm really excited because this has been just a recent goal of mine, is to help us to offer retreats. So there is just so much I'm going to be getting out of this program. Like, I can't even believe I was hesitant in the beginning, but I think we just get in our head. Sometimes we look at the dollars and we think like, oh, I just don't know if now is the time. And then, there's only so much time in the day. And if you're already feeling like crunched for time as is, the thought of adding something else on your plate just seems overwhelming. But I'll tell you, even though I did have that thought of like, I'm already feeling overwhelmed, how am I going to have time for, she says we need to devote at least 3 hours a week to this program on top of the weekly coaching call that we have with the group. And I was initially thinking to myself, like, how am I going to make time for this? I'm already feeling overwhelmed with the business and my personal life. Like, how am I going to have time for this? But when I sat down and I just went within and I grounded myself and I just went within and I asked myself the hard questions, what came to me was like something that truly is aligned for you and right with you. The time comes to you. Like, the time will be given to you. You won't have to make time. And that's so true, because honestly, when I thought about this time last year, like, as I'm in Iowa and it's getting colder, and it just seems like as the season changes, as it gets colder, like my calendar seems to be less busy. So there's going to be plenty of time to work on this course. So yeah, I'm so excited for this. And another added benefit of joining this coaching program is we get a 90-minute session with a psychic medium who is also an intuitive coach. And she works with us in this session to connect with our spirit guides and ultimately just works to get that divine guidance from our spirit guides to help us create our coaching business, answer any questions we might have, specifically like if we have questions about who our ideal clients are and what our niche should be, and even things as simple as like, what should my logo look like and the name of my business, like all of these things, we're going to ask our spirit guides these questions. So truly this coaching business is just, it's going to feel truly soul aligned. And I'm so excited for that. sometimes I think when we have to make these heavy decisions, we get so in our head about like, what's the right answer? And I remember when I was trying to think of what to name my private practice for therapy, I was like, how do people, oh my gosh, it's 1:11. That's crazy. I just looked at the clock. I was like, oh, my angel number. Anyways, I digress. I was thinking to myself, like, how do people come up with the right name? I mean, the perfectionist within me is very much like, it has to be the perfect name. It has to be so aligned. And that's really hard. And, everyone has opinions. And I remember going to my husband and we even brainstormed names, and it was a really difficult decision to make. But when you're making a decision that is, first of all, when it's coming from our spirit guides, it's not going to be wrong. But I just feel like everything about this coaching business is going to feel just perfectly aligned and right with me. And so I'm so excited that in less than 10 weeks, I'll be able to say I'm a certified life coach, and I'll be able to start my coaching business. I actually decided this week that I'm going to specialize I'm going to be a mindset and manifestation coach, and I'm going to specialize in working with female entrepreneurs. And so I'm so excited, like just the thought of helping new or even seasoned female entrepreneurs, like it gets me so freaking excited. So I just know that that's aligned for me. When I made that decision, it just felt so right. So yeah, I just know that Q4 is going to be so damn powerful, you guys. I can feel it in my bones. I'm so excited to see how this year ends, and just stay tuned. I'll definitely continue to share updates with you guys. And also just pay attention on social media. I'll be putting updates on there as well.
Have you ever taken a medication that didn't come with a side effect or two? Yeah, me neither. In year 2 of my fertility journey, I got fed up with the medications that were being recommended for me because they all seemed to come with their fair share of side effects on both my physical and mental health. I then decided to take my health into my own hands, and I set up an intake with an integrative health practitioner. I wanted someone who could help me get to the underlying root cause of everything. I refused to accept the diagnosis of infertility because I knew there was something more going on than what the Western medicine practitioners were catching. Switching my healthcare to the integrative health world was actually the best decision I ever made in the 6 years that we've been going through our own fertility journey. I finally felt I had more control over my health choices, and I felt like I was actually being listened to and heard more. The integrative health world then opened my eyes to Earthly Wellness, which is a company that believes individuals should be empowered to make their own informed health choices. Earthly Wellness is such an amazing company in my mind. They produce herbal remedies and body care products that support health naturally. This meant finally no side effects. Products with actual clean, non-toxic ingredients that won't harm my body or cause other symptoms to flare up. Products that have ingredients in them that I actually recognize and I can pronounce too. At first, I just tried their Good Night Lotion and Immune Aid vitamin C capsules. Then I eventually got into using 1 or 2 of their tinctures that they offer as well. I have had a good experience with literally every single product that I've ever tried from Earthly. They make me feel great, and they've been extremely beneficial for me through this fertility journey. I'm not the only person that speaks highly of Earthly either. Listen to these testimonials from other individuals who have seen success from using Earthly's products. One says, "My sleep has improved a ton since using the gut health oil from Earthly. I started using it at the beginning of April, and almost 2 months later, my sleep has sustained." Another one says, "My menstrual cycle has been off for years, and the only supplement I've added has been the gut health oil. And since starting that, my menstrual cycle has been more regular." Amazing testimonies, you guys. If you're looking for a natural, non-toxic product that can benefit both your physical and your mental health, look no further, because Earthly is a trusted company that can truly support your health needs. Earthly has a variety of products for all ages as well. Besides body care products and herbal remedies, they also carry vitamins, minerals, cleaning products, baby products, and skincare products. It's truly a one-stop shop. So, if you're looking for clean and safe products to use around the home, on yourself, as well as for your kids, go to the link in my show notes and see what Earthly has to offer. I wouldn't be recommending a company that I myself didn't strongly support and believe in personally. Another great benefit about Earthly is their prices are affordable as well. People often complain that the downside of seeing an integrative health practitioner is that you have to pay for those services out of pocket. My pushback to that is you could be spending that money on Western medicine procedures, medication, more medication to fix the side effects from the initial medication, doctor's visits, etc. You have to look at your health like it's an investment. And all of these things are a part of that investment. So you're spending less in the long run, really. Another amazing benefit of ordering through Earthly is that all of their products are completely clean and non-toxic, which means they have absolutely no parabens, no phthalates, no fragrance, no preservatives, no allergens such as corn, soy, gluten, dairy, or nuts, no junk at all, you guys. And if you are like me and you're trying to rid your home of toxic products, then Earthly is your go-to place to shop. In today's world, our society normalizes living with certain symptoms, and I just think it's ridiculous. It does not have to be normal to deal with overactive thyroids. It doesn't have to be normal to deal with unbalanced hormones. It doesn't have to be normal to have heavy and painful periods. It doesn't have to be normal to deal with daily bloating. These are all symptoms, and there is an underlying root cause to all of it. Earthly has products to support not only those symptoms, but also the root cause of it all. Be honest, wouldn't you love to kick one or two symptoms that you deal with daily? As a mental health therapist in a small rural county in eastern Iowa, I recommend Earthly products constantly to clients. I always suggest trying something holistic before using medication or something that the body can become addicted to. That way you don't have to worry about experiencing any side effects as a result of using that product. If what you're hearing resonates with you and you want to try out an Earthly product for yourself, go into my show notes for today's podcast episode. I will have my affiliate marketing link in the notes for you. Also, for a limited time, if you're a first-time user of Earthly products, you can get a discount using code all caps Choose Natural to get a 10% discount off your order. Again, the code is Choose Natural in all caps. If you are a returning customer of Earthly's and you would also like a discount, I'm offering for a limited time only the code COMEBACK to also get a 10% discount off your order. Again, that code in all caps is COMEBACK, COMEBACK. Improve your sleep today, you guys, and feel better mentally, physically, and emotionally. Seriously, consider making Earthly Wellness a part of your health journey today. All links will be in my show notes for today's episode.
But yeah, had I not made that decision to invest in myself and my business, I mean, I think I would have regretted it, honestly. And I don't have regrets in life. I mean, like I told you, I was hesitant at first. And with any big decision, whether you're a business owner or not, with any big decision, I think you can talk yourself out of it just as easily as you can talk yourself into it. I mean, honestly, I could give myself a number of reasons why this was not a good idea. But honestly, some of those reasons were not even my own voice. They were people in my life who heavily influenced me. And they have the best of intentions, but their voices really influenced my decisions. But like I said, when it came down to it, I had to go within. I had to ask myself, I had to ground myself and ask myself, what is it that you really want? And is this going to help make that happen? You know, we always have reasons to talk ourselves out of it, like financially, it's not the time. And there's not enough time to devote to it. Like I told you, that was a big one for me. Or another one was like, well, I've only been practicing therapy for a year. Is it really fair to add coaching already? You know, and there's others too, but those are the main ones. And at the end of the day, one question that I always go back to, and I learned this from another podcaster that I listened to, but I always go back to this question. If you take this chance, a year from now, will you look back and be glad that you did? Or will you look back and regret it? Or will you be kicking yourself? That's a really powerful question. Like, if you don't take this chance, a year from now, will you look back and regret it? Will you be mad at yourself? When I ask myself that question, that ultimately is what helped me decide. I knew that the me from a year from now would look back at this decision and would be like, you did the right thing. You did the right thing for you personally, and you did the right thing for your business. I mean, this is truly going to help to expand my business. It's going to create multiple revenue streams, which that's been a goal of mine since day one. I mean, it's going to grow me in ways that I don't even anticipate. And so that question, that really helps you to decide when you are faced with a hard decision. And in all the things that I did in 2024 so far to invest in myself or my business, that question has helped me tremendously. And I have no regrets, you guys. I mean, for example, I chose to go to the Powerhouse Women Conference back in August. I was hesitant for that as well. I mean, I only knew one other person going. I wasn't going with her. I refused to go with her. I wanted to truly go on my own. I wanted to prove to myself that I could get outside of my comfort zone. And that meant going to a conference without anybody by my side, where I didn't know anybody. That was scary AF. I mean, it really was. But I did it. And I came out feeling super freaking confident. Confident about myself personally and confident about where my business was going. And so I have no regrets about that. And it was an investment financially, for sure, especially because I was not in business for a full year yet. That was a little bit of an investment. And then there's been other things that I've chosen to invest in, just in myself personally, like different healing modalities that I choose to make time for, like Reiki. I just recently scheduled a healing session for myself called BQH. It stands for Beyond Quantum Healing. It's like a form of hypnotherapy. Truth be told, I haven't been going to therapy in the last year, and I just felt like, okay, it's time to get back into that. But I can't go to traditional talk therapy. I just can't. In the last 10 years, 6 of those 10 years, I was doing hypnotherapy with a local practitioner. And once you experience that, like it'd be like going back to talk therapy. I don't think I would be as fulfilled in the way I was with hypnotherapy. So I was doing some research, found this gal from down in Texas. You can actually look her up on Instagram. Her business is Inner Balance Counseling. She also does therapy, but she offers BQH, Beyond Quantum Healing. And that just really felt aligned and right for me. It was what I felt I needed for some personal healing in my life. So I made the investment. I made the call. I took a day off from my practice, and she told me it would be anywhere from a 2 to 5 hour session. So I was like, well, I should probably take the full day off. And so I did that this past week. Best thing I did for myself, you guys. I mean, you can't put a price tag on your healing journey, or at least I don't feel you can. And then other investments have just been like one-day webinars here and there, like throughout the year. I really try to pay attention to webinars being offered by expanders in my life. One of those expanders is Faith Ashenden. She is the host of That Healing Feeling podcast, and she offers webinars every so often, and they are so freaking powerful. If you're a therapist, if you specialize in anxiety, oh my gosh, they are so amazing. And it's right in line with how I practice therapy anyways. She really strives to get to the root cause of things, and that's my bread and butter. So I always try to make time to invest in those webinars when she's offering them. And again, you guys, like, you can't put a price tag on these things. It helps me as a practitioner. It helps me as a business owner. It helps me personally. I feel it makes me a better spouse. It makes me a better professional. I mean, there's so many benefits you get from choosing to invest in yourself, both personally and professionally. And what I've seen is the more I pour into myself, the better I am as a healer. I feel I'm a better therapist. I feel like my business grows as a result of it. I feel I attract more of my ideal clients. I see my own personal growth, whether it be spiritually, mentally, emotionally, whatever. And all of that is priceless. Like, I truly feel you just can't put a price on that. So if you are in a season of your life where maybe you're feeling stuck or maybe you're just not feeling motivated, maybe it's time to invest in yourself. And there's so many, this can look like so many different things. You could sign up for a conference. Like, I literally was searching on Instagram. I was talking to other entrepreneurs in my life before I heard of the Powerhouse Women Conference. I was looking for some kind of a conference to help me up level in life. I just felt like I've said in previous solo episodes, I had this desire. I wanted to be in a room with other like-minded women. And that was such a strong feeling. And as soon as I made the decision, as soon as I signed up for Powerhouse Women, I knew instantly that was the right thing to do. So sign up for a conference. Go search online, search on Instagram, talk to other professionals in your life, talk to people who are expanders for you or mentors for you. See what options are out there. And even better, go by yourself. I mean, my husband went on the trip with me, but he didn't go to the conference with me. Like, truly go by yourself, because there is so much power in that. Your confidence will build so much from putting yourself in a room with other like-minded individuals where you know nobody. I mean, I cannot believe the amount of connections I made at the Powerhouse Women Conference and women that I stay in touch with still today. And we're all supporting each other. We're all cheerleaders for each other. Like, that's another thing. Like, you can't put a price tag on that. So sign up for a conference. That's a great way to invest in yourself. There's other things that you can do to invest in yourself, like on a personal level, though. Me, myself, I like to invest in myself in different healing modalities. So in the past, I was doing acupuncture regularly. I like to do a Reiki session about once a month, sometimes every other month, just depending. We have some really amazing shamanic healers in our area, in this part of Eastern Iowa. And so I try to set up sessions with them routinely. And I mentioned this before, but I also highly recommend BQH. This was my first time experiencing Beyond Quantum Healing. And I'm so glad I made that investment. The benefits from it far outweigh any negatives you can think of. I mean, we're talking healing yourself at your subconscious level. And that's the root cause of a lot of our suffering and pain. And so go on Instagram, look up Inner Balance Counseling. And if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, I promise you won't regret it. She is amazing. I just feel like it's completely worth the investment. Another thing I like to do, and I was doing consistently over the summer, is sound healing. I got so interested in it that I was like, I want to add this onto my business, because sound healing is one of the most powerful forms of healing. And it's like the synchronicities I would get after a sound healing session were just out of this world. So those are things I like to do to invest in my personal health and wellness and my personal healing. But there's other things out there as well, things that don't cost money, like journaling, for instance. I mean, I think we underestimate the power of journaling. I was listening to a podcast earlier today. It was actually the Powerhouse Women Conference, or the Powerhouse Women podcast. But she talked about how the power of journaling is such a healing practice. And if you sit down and let yourself write for a good 5 to 10 minutes, and if you let yourself write beyond the point of comfort, that's when you start tapping into your subconscious. And that's where the truth lies. So let yourself write, like, go past your comfort zone in journaling and just see what comes out on paper. That's another form of investing in yourself, and that's free. Some other options would be like going and sitting in an infrared sauna. Just the grounding and the healing from that can be so powerful. Another healing modality would be like float therapy, halo therapy. I mean, there's so many options out there, you guys. And these wellness studios are becoming so much more popular, where you can access these things in one place, all under one roof. And we have one that just opened up in the last year in my county. And I just think, gosh, we are so lucky to have this business. So find one local to you. Take advantage of these things. The benefits far outweigh. I mean, I know people get hung up on the money piece of all of this, but the benefits far outweigh the price. They do. I promise you that. And ultimately it comes down to like, what's more important to you? Like, what are your priorities right now? If your priorities are health, wellness, personal development, then that's a good investment for you. And if you're iffy about it, do what I did. Ground yourself and ask yourself the hard questions. What is it that my body really needs? What is it that I really need to do for myself? And then whatever automatically comes to the surface in your head, that's your answer. So again, sit down and just brainstorm. What are some things you need to do to invest in yourself? What's going to help you take your business or take your life to that next level? And one other tip that I would recommend that I feel I'm constantly doing is reach out to a mentor. Set up like monthly get-togethers with a mentor or expander in your life. I try to do this regularly, and it's just, I feel so good after those get-togethers. Like, it truly fills my cup up. And those people have become such big cheerleaders in my life. I mean, they're friends now. And I just think we can learn so much from each other when we truly prioritize regular get-togethers. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love those like networking opportunities. I also think those are great ways to invest in yourself and your business. But while I love networking opportunities because I love the opportunity to socialize with a variety of professionals and entrepreneurs, I love the idea of a one-on-one or a small group get together because I'm getting more of that individual time with them and we're getting deeper. So I feel like I gave you so many ideas for investing in yourself. Do what feels right for you, but make a promise to yourself going into Q4. Make a promise to yourself that you're going to invest in yourself. Maybe it won't be yet in 2024. Maybe it'll be something after the start of 2025. But choose something and then put it into action. You will not regret that decision. All right, guys. It felt so good to be back behind the mic doing a solo episode again. I hope you found value in this. This has been a topic I've been wanting to talk about for a while now, and I just felt right, So yeah, have a great rest of your week and stay tuned. There may be some surprise solo episodes popping up in the month. So pay attention to that. Stay tuned on social media. I'll definitely try to announce them ahead of time. But thank you for tuning in. If you found value or if there's anyone in your life that you think would find value in this, please take a screenshot, share it with them, send the link to them. I always put the link in my story on social media, and I love it. If you find value in these episodes, I would love it if you would also put it in your story and tag me. The more people we can get this out to, the better, the easier it is to be found by other listeners. And I really appreciate it. And if you haven't done so yet, also feel free to leave me, rate or review the podcast on whatever app you're listening to it on. That also really helps to get seen as well. And if you do, I will definitely do a shout out to you in a future episode. So, all right, guys, thanks so much. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for listening to us. It means so much to me. If there were any aha moments or anything that really resonated with you on today's episode, then please take a minute and share it on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you. Also, if you could, Please rate and review the podcast as it is new, and that really helps to get the word out there more and reach even more listeners. I'll catch you on the next episode.